came to Guns N' Roses, was there ever a point where like I want to ride this for a while? Then with the recording of Chinese Democracy and seeing how long that was taking, is that why you decided to leave and just you didn't want to
Yeah.
get down?
I mean, I will say this. I will say that, Axl Rose being as intriguing and controversial as he's been in the past, as a entity and a rock star, everyone always wants to, man, tell me some crazy Axl Rose stories. And I've said it a trillion times before, but it's just the truth. The time I spent with him, he was generous, he was cool, he was likable. Uh, I've never had any problem, and I don't have any funny story to tell you other than I got along great with him. And I was kind of sad to leave because most people take it personally if you quit their band or if you leave the situation. And I don't know how personally he took it or not, but I was hoping that he wouldn't because I liked the guy. And I've only seen him once since then. I ran into him during Coachella about 4 or 5 years ago, maybe. And he was super cool. He was great, and we had a laugh, and it was really nice to see him. But for me, the 2 years I spent in the studio with them, I had a 2-year contract, and when it was up, I was able to kind of like re-examine it and renew it or not. And I just didn't see them leaving that studio anytime soon. And I was kind of going, man, am I going to sit here for another 2 years in this control room in the studio while they like fidget with stuff? I don't know if I want to spend another 2 years of my life doing this, At the same time, on the weekends, I'd been kind of messing around with Billy Howardell and Maynard James Keenan and starting a Perfect Circle. And that was like a tangible, real thing. Like, hey, we're going to make a record and we're going to get a deal and we're going to leave on tour in a couple months or next month or whatever it was. Like, we're going to book shows. Let's go. And I was like, okay, this is like a regular thing. This isn't being isolated up, in some ivory tower somewhere away from the rest of the world in a weird bubble, which I felt like kind of Guns N' Roses was. I mean, that being said, too, there's a lot of pressure on Axl, and he was kind of doing it without his regular band for the first time ever. So I think that was unnerving probably for him and a little bit scary. But anyways, it was something that I enjoyed the time I spent down there, but I didn't want to sit around anymore. And that's kind of what it was looking like was going to happen. And they did kind of not sit around, but they spent a lot more time on the record still after I left. And I was glad that I made that record with the Perfect Circle and went out on tour and we started that. That was a little bit more of a real band to me and something that I was really a part of from the ground up rather than being the third or fourth drummer in line in a project. You know what I mean?